Alrighty. We'll do one thing really fast before we go and do those new gummy missions. I want to warp back over here just to have, even though we're not going to do the tournament right now.
Okay.
I just want to go ahead and come over here because there's a little scene that plays.
Is the place
if I recall
repaired
correctly,
yet?
huh?
So is it all repaired yet?
No. This is the Olympus Coliseum. Well, this is the Underworld.
Oh.
Coliseum that Hades mentioned. Now it's open. Remember, we opened it up. Well, the coast is clear. No sign of the nobodies or the heartless. For now, anyway.
Oh, boy.
What's that? The Underdrome.
There he is.
Fiends of the underworld once clashed there, battle after battle. But Zeus didn't like the senseless violence, so he locked the place up. How did it get unlocked? Some fool must have broken the seal. What an idiot. Yes! Orin's saving the game once again. Where are you going, Orin? We should catch up. If you need something to do, go help your friends.
He's just gone.
Of course he is. He doesn't want anything to do with us nerds. Just talk to me if you want to enter the tournament. His most perniciousness? Sure. He's feeling kind of charitable, so don't worry about dying or anything. You should consider yourself lucky. And if you win, you'll get lots of fabulous prizes. There are a bunch of tournaments, so make sure you check back often. Yeah, it's a great way to spend some time. I don't remember their voices at all.
No, I don't remember them.
Alrighty.
Been too long.
Let's go. Where am I going? That's all for now. I'm good with these guys. I'm gonna hold on. Hand over my synthesis items. Wonderful. All right. And we'll go and do. We have 2 new gummy routes to open up.
Okay.
Now, so we have 2 worlds available to us now, Joey.
Okay.
One of them you already correctly predicted is Pirates of the Caribbean Land. Again, I wish that, like, the way that the world map is structured in this game, I really don't like, because it ruins an element of surprise that's involved. Like, imagine if we had just flown up to a black and white world.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Is that Atlantis again?
Yeah, so this is not Atlantis. This is Atlantica. Big difference. A lot fewer guns in this one.
Shoot, you're right.
Yeah, but this is Atlantica, which we're gonna go ahead and open the gummy route for it now. But we're not going to be doing that world for a while.
Okay.
I'm not going to explain right now, but there's we're going to return to that later on in the game. It's kind of weirdly structured this time around. So like, you know how Winnie the Pooh is gated by you finding more items?
Yeah.
Atlantica is gated by you getting more abilities, essentially. Like, there's points where you'll get to, like, you need to get past something, and it's like, oh, you need gravity of X level, or you need thunder of X level, or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll make more sense when we get there, because it's not structured the same way it was last time. It's not a normal level. It's different this time around, but whatever. I mean, you'll find out when we get to it. We will get to it eventually, but, And in case anybody's wondering, remember, we're gonna try and do everything in the game, so we will be doing Atlantica. Anybody who was worried that we would be skipping over it, don't you worry.
So it's optional?
Yes, Atlantica's optional this time around. There's, so Atlantica, and obviously...
do you have, like, little drones with you that fire?
Yeah, so later on you can upgrade and have these little mini gummies that follow you around.
Oh, heck yeah.
And there's even, like, you can change their formation and stuff and the way that they fire.
This is the true Don Mako experience.
Yeah, so Atlantica is optional. 100 Acre Wood is obviously optional. And actually there's one world in this game in addition to Atlantica that isn't, like, actually on the world map that is completely optional. And then other than that, several of the second visits are optional.
Okay.
The Olympus Coliseum's second visit is totally optional. A couple of other ones are completely optional. It's I don't know, it's odd how they decided to structure it, honestly. Like, I like, there's particular reasons that some are or aren't, but it's just, I don't know, it's still a bit strange. To me, at least. Tell you what, though, if nothing else, I really like the music in the gummy missions in this game.
Yeah.
So the in the previous game, there were like 3 total gummy ship music tracks, and they were all kind of remixes of each other. Like, they got more in, like, they were started out adventurous and fun, and they got more dire, I guess, as the game went on, and we got some, you know, more dangerous settings. In this game, it's so we've obviously gotten like pairs of 2 courses each time. Like, we got 2 pair courses for Beast's Castle and whatchamacallit, Land of Dragons, and here we've got 2 for this place. And each of the 2 sets shares a music track, but each of the 2 sets has its own music track that's got a unique melody line and everything else.
Okay.
And there's once again, like, this is people are I'm sure very confused by my attitude towards a lot of things, but we've already discussed.
Yeah, if you hate this game, why are you talking about things you like?
No, I just mean, like, you know how we discussed that obviously this is a lot more fun than the structure of the previous game's Gummy Ship missions.
Yes.
Like, it's just a better, more arcadey, more fun little shoot-'em-up game, right? Okay, here's the thing that I take umbrage with. The only freaking reason for this to be in the game originally was for the sense of progression and distance that you got as you explored the galaxy, and you were always moving forward down a course towards the next planet, right? In this one, we're exploring a mysterious floating water island, and we came out of, like, an ethereal void, and we'll end the stage on an ethereal void, and we won't actually, like, see the world coming up or anything. We're not, like, look, we keep, like, doubling back on ourselves and flying back through the level. We're not moving through space, we're moving through a video game stage.
You're not supposed to pay attention to that. Like, no, you're going forward the whole time. Don't worry about it.
Presentation is important, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I'm saying. I care about presentation, dang it. I want to kill that special one. Okay, I did kill it, good.
Good job. You got something.
It's a part, I believe. You get parts for building gummy ships. Which I'll probably build a couple of custom ones later, but this game gives you such good blueprints by default that you don't need to build your own stuff until you want to do the secret, like the Double Dark Secret, like ultimate, like, you know, challenges, and which we'll have to do if we're gonna get all the trophies in this game.
No.
Do all, like, Double Dark Secret objectives on all the levels. We're gonna build
The
some
dark objectives.
We are gonna build some cheap ships, man.
Good.
We are gonna build some silliness. We're gonna build some cheating ass filth.
Dude, that is my favorite. I love it in games like this where you play around with it a little bit and then you look up, okay, what is the one that I can build that will make this easy?
There's a one. It's called the donut. That's what everybody calls it, is the donut.
Oh, no. Congratulations.
I guess honestly I could explain it right now if you, or do you want to wait and find out?
Go for it.
Okay, and I guess anybody who doesn't want to know what the ultimate super secret gummy ship is and wants to find out later, skip to X timestamp. But here's basically the thing. All of the enemy ships target center mass.
Yeah.
So if you just build a ring,
Oh no.
all of the shots go through you.
No.
So basically you build it out of like neon rods, which have like stat increasing effects, more so than even like the blocks, I think is my understanding of it. So you give yourself enough, like just enough guns to fire things, and you give yourself rods to increase like health and defense and stuff like that. And so really the only things that hit you are the bosses that fill the entire screen with bullets,
gosh.
and everything else just shoots at you but goes straight through you.
Oh no.
Alright, so that's the secret gummy ship that if you just skipped you didn't hear about. And I've never built that before, so I'll have to look up how to build it when we get to that point.
proper
But
way.
that's a long ways off for us. That's, you know, that's end game stuff.
Oh man, lots of bright effects in this game.
Yeah. One of the future gummy missions I'm really looking forward to getting to with you because the music sounds like Sonic.
Oh, boy.
It sounds a lot like
which
it sounds
Sonic? Are we talking
SA2.
Like... Oh boy.
It sounds very SA2.
I'm most familiar with that because I have the CD.
We can't start talking about Sonic 2 music because there's way too much of it in the COM playthrough.
No.
I haven't seen.
We gotta give it a little bit, and then we can. We have to give it some time.
We haven't had good cause to fast forward yet so far. Though if we do, I don't think I'm going to use Sonic music. I'm not sure what I'm going to use. I've had a couple different ideas of games that I...
So use initial D music.
I feel like some of that's probably copyrighted.
Yeah, probably.
Deja vu.
When they said deja vu earlier, like when we entered the...
You just heard the song start blasting?
I was like, I want to make the reference, but there's no reason to.
Use O to roll. Thanks, game. Glad they're giving me those tutorials. This sure is exciting.
Ooh, boy. They really ran this one through the piss filter.
So the so you may have noticed or may not have noticed when we did the initial 2 gummy ship stages. I think the one for Olympus was just kind of, you know, by itself, didn't have like a counterpart. But I think the reason for that is that you know how I said like every 2 stages are like kind of similar, but that one only had a single one. I'm pretty sure that later on in the game there's another single stage that has the same music and aesthetic style, if I recall correctly. Could be wrong on that one. I could be totally wrong on that. But anyway, so right here we've got, you know, kind of a similar island aesthetic, but obviously different lighting, no water, same music, you know, that kind of thing. That's kind of what I mean when I say that they're similar. They're not exactly the same, but they're structured at least somewhat similarly.
You got these big things.
They're stylistically designed to be that way.
You had to fight one of these on the ground. Ooh, boy.
You do fight something kind of similar to this later in the game, actually, on the ground.
Oh, that big?
It's kind of similar. Difficult to explain. I mean, we'll get to it eventually, and then you'll see.
Okay.
It. Though this game, I mean, we've already seen a little bit of stuff where, like, there was that bit when on the Shanyu Mountain part where they were faking having all those Heartless on screen at once. Yeah. This game is it's interesting because I'm sure that I'm sure that Kingdom Hearts 1 had a way lower budget because it was, you know, a weirdo game that I'm sure that wasn't a lot of faith in because they weren't sure if they're going to do a sequel or not. When you consider how good, like, the facial animation and stuff, and like the people use that as the standard of, like, good facial animation in video games for a long time. It was, yeah, oh, they got Kingdom Hearts facial animation. But I'm sure that game was a relatively low-budget release for Square Enix, like, compared to, you know, Final Fantasy X and stuff like that. So I'm sure that this was also relatively low-budget. No, I'm sure it was more expensive than the first game, but, you know, probably not. It didn't cost 12 money.
Right.
Because 12 was in development for like 5 years.
It didn't cost whatever the third one's going to cost.
Certainly not. Though then again, number 3 isn't necessarily going to be in development for forever. It went into development in like 2013 and it's going to come out next year. So, I mean, that's not that bad, really. That's not terrible. That's only 5 years. Like, think about it. That's like Final Fantasy 12 was in development
what I'm saying
for that amount
is
of time.
You're sitting here admitting that it's coming out in a year.
What do you mean?
You're making the bold statement that it is.
It's supposed to. Who cares if it doesn't?
It's supposed to. But...
I don't care. All I want is a good product. This game come out in 2026 for all.
I'm just saying you're making some assumptions here.
I think that they would not have announced that window if they weren't pretty confident.
I guess we'll find out.
Like, I mean, well, like, think about it. They've had.
No, yeah, I believe.
Well,
I know what you're saying.
15 got delayed, and Kingdom Hearts 2.8 got delayed. Which means I would bet that they're targeting early winter or late fall release for that game, and that gives them several months of buffer room to like announce a date midway through 2018. You know?
Yeah.
When it's too late to delay. I mean, I don't know that for sure. Like you said, don't quote me. We'll see. We'll find out what happens. But cost limit upgrade.
Well, heck yeah.
We're not even building anything, so it doesn't matter. Not building anything right now. I'd like to build some goofy stuff if I have time. Might build like the Millennium Falcon or something.
Mm-hmm.
There's a level in this that'll be good for Millennium Falcon.
Oh no.
No, it's just something. It's just kind of neat. You'll see when we get to it. Or another Star Wars ship. Millennium Falcon in particular would be nice though.
I'm too tired for all this Star Wars nerd talk.
Oh, nerd talk, huh?
Yeah.
You want to talk about SAO again? Alrighty, here we go. Port Royal. Maybe later. Nah, we'll go ahead and go in there now. So remember when I mentioned that the Beauty and the Beast music, like the Beauty and the Beast like main theme, shows up later on in the game?
Yeah.
And in the PS2 version it was like embarrassing, but in this game it sounds like movie quality and it's nice.
Yeah.
So this world had one of the most noticeable like quality downfall tracks in the entire game. So you know the theme.
Yeah.
The Pirates of the Caribbean theme. He's a pirate. That's the fight music for this world.
Oh.
And they tried to do that with PS2 soundboard in 2005. It was, I mean, I don't want to call it embarrassing. I was never that bothered by it, honestly, but some people hated that track. Like, it ruined this entire world for them because they couldn't stand the music. In this, it's, you know, orchestra. It sounds like the movie. It's quality stuff.
I'm just waiting. I want to know what he looks like.
What who looks like?
There can be only one.
There can be only
There can only
one.
be one recurring character for all 5 films.
The best part is the first movie isn't even about him. He's a supporting character. Will and Elizabeth are the heroes.
They changed that real fast, though.
There's oh gosh, I forget the guy's name. I'll put a link to it like in one of the cards or like in the description or whatever. This guy, did, in terms of like its like length and structure, a Plinkett-esque review of the first movie, but like why it's so awesome, not why it's terrible.
Oh no, you gotta send that to me later.
It's called Pirates of the Caribbean: Accidentally Genius, and it's like an hour long, and it's so good. I mean, you know, the movie's already so good, but it's an awesome breakdown of why it's so effective.
Yeah.
But anyway. I should switch this keyblade around
you
and
probably
put on
should.
something else. What do we got? Hero's Crest. Yeah, back to Kingdom Key. Yeah, so you may notice that so Valor form obviously has 2 keyblades associated with it, but Wisdom form only has the one. So whatever keyblade you currently have equipped is what Wisdom form uses, because it's not about the dual wielding. It's just about getting shots off through your keyblade and shooting magic at things.
Oh.
So hey, check it out! It's that spot where Elizabeth fell over. Hey, look, check it out! It's the gallows.
Yeah.
All these wonderful things that we all remember from Pirates of the Caribbean.
What happens if you activate a cannon? Or do you just examine?
I think you just examine. For use in the event of a pirate attack, Commodore Norrington. A gift for the pirates. I believe Norrington doesn't show up in this, unfortunately. So actually that little note right there is the only mention of Norrington on this world, if I recall correctly. Maybe he's mentioned in dialogue or in the journal or something, but I'm pretty sure that that's it.
So just that last one has unique explanation.
Interesting. Does Belle have something to say? Yeah. Symbol of peace and prosperity in Port Royal. I can't ring it? Lame. So check it out down there. We've got we got the Black Pearl hanging out. We heard people screaming from town, so stuff's going down.
I don't have an issue with this world being in this game, but doesn't it seem kind of weird to go from all the happy-go-lucky stuff into a world where people are like fighting, like shooting and like cutting each other down?
So there's a couple of things.
Hanging each other.
There's a couple of things that I would like to comment upon in that regard.
Crows pecking someone's eyes out.
A lot of people have a big problem with this game's inclusion in this world.
Okay.
They think that it really clashes with the tone. I think that those people are a bunch of whiny children. No, I'm just kidding. But so here's the thing. I know people who are like, "Oh, death has no place. Like, death isn't a concept in Kingdom Hearts or whatever." And it's like, hello? Are you paying attention? People say, "Oh, this is a happy-go-lucky, Disney series where nothing bad happens."
Well, no.
Do you need me to run off? Do you need me to run off how many times people die in animated Disney movies? Do you need me to run off all the parental figures alone who die?
Even though all the worlds come back, I remember what really stuck with me was when we were playing the first one. I was like, wow, trillions are dead.
Well, that's an upgrade from billions. Billions was what we used previously. Trillions is an upgrade.
But I'm thinking bigger because infinite worlds and all that.
Sure, but the idea that there's no death in this franchise, it's all just nobody's and heartless or whatever, and people don't die permanently. It's like, what's the point? Life only has value because of death. Same goes for storytelling. If people can't die, then there's no dramatic value to anything. But anyway, that's beside the point. People are like, oh, this doesn't fit tonally. Clayton hung himself on accident. Tons of people get shot in Atlantis. I know Atlantis isn't in these, but it's an animated Disney movie.
Is this the first non-animated Disney movie?
Yes. Yeah, so far it's the first non-animated film we've gone to. Okay. No.
See, I think that's the biggest part of all this.
Yeah, no, that's what I was gonna say. Is I don't really have a problem with the tone, because as far as I'm concerned, swashbuckling fun, sword fights, that's Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah,
that fits. My problem is forget Atlantica, forget Twilight Town, Halloween Town. If ever there was a world where our characters needed a reskin, it's this one.
Yeah.
They look like they're lit by a different engine. Because there's obviously no dynamic lighting in this game.
Yeah.
And they didn't even downgrade the colors on them or mute them or kind of grade them out like we saw Riku and Mickey got in Halloween Town in Chain of Memories. Because remember, they didn't have unique models, but their models were just kind of grayed a little bit. They look like there's a totally separate light source on them and them alone. And it's neon green Goofy and pink, blue and white Donald just standing next to these, pretty realistically rendered environments. When you see Jack and all those folks,
yeah, that's what I'm waiting on.
They look so good for PS2, man. I'm sure this looks way better than any of the official tie-in games for Pirates of the Caribbean. But if ever they needed to reskin these characters, it was for this world. Even if it was just to mess with their lighting, to make them match with the setting more, because they look so off. Like, if we look right here, when I walk underneath the light, there's, like, a slight lighting increase, I think. But, or maybe I'm mistaken. Not really, no, a little bit. There's a couple of rooms in this, like in the, we didn't get to experiment with it, but we'll see later on when we get to go back there, in the room where Sora's little pod is. There are, like, beams of light on the ground, and when you stand directly on those, the lighting values on your character model changes slightly to reflect that, but as soon as you step off of it, they just vanish again, because there's no dynamic lighting in PS2. So, no, I think that if this had been in Kingdom Hearts 3, or something else that was more sophisticated and there was dynamic lighting, would have looked way better. As it is, like, it looks like Jar Jar Binks is running around with you know, Jack Sparrow and Will and Elizabeth and all those guys. I think, like, people are like, oh, Pirates of the Caribbean, I don't want this stuff back in Kingdom Hearts ever again. If, like, Dead Man's Chest or whatever showed up in Kingdom Hearts 3, I'd be all for it, because, like, the lighting would be fixed there.
Oh boy, what a contrast.
1 second, I'm gonna let you go ahead. Yeah, exactly. See what I mean? Go ahead and you take over here. I'm good for now. I did all those little missions. I got us here. You go right ahead and you take control, my friend. Alrighty.
Aztec treasury.
Aye.
Oh my word!
But he looks good, right?
He does.
But oh no, he looks too good.
Regular pirates to me.
But in the moonlight.
If they just put like a rough texture on them and muted the colors a bit, but they just didn't think about it, I guess.
Whoa! Now I get what you were saying. Well, if you
Oh my
see
gosh,
two
that's
doofuses
ghastly
and a
for
rat holding a
this.
Keyblade, steer clear. They got a kind of magic that don't belong in this world, see? And nobody knows what it'll do to you, especially when the moon's showing what you really are.
A match for Barbossa, you say?
Hey!
See there? I knew it. Those are the punks I was telling you about.
Who are you calling punks? It's Sora, Donald, and Goofy to you, and don't you forget it.
That we won't. And we'll engrave it on your tombstone, to be sure.
Whoa, I like your style.
Men, half of you stay here and indulge these cullies. The rest, bring me that medallion.
Aye!
Aw, we only get to stomp on a few of you?
Wow, that looks absurdly good.
Right? It's 2005.
I'm unsettled right now though.
No, like you're saying, oh, this is downright ghastly for this game. Like, as far as I'm concerned, the major,
that's
major
fine.
subplot of the first game is about how the villain was doing evil science experiments on his own citizens in the basement. Like, who cares? This is totally in keeping with Cage.
It is. I just mean like graphically.
I get it. I understand. It's just like I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to other people who take umbrage with this world on a thematic level.
Yeah.
You best be saying your
Like,
prayers.
look at that.
Hey, watch out, they can see you. Stay away from their magic. What for? Weren't you listening to me before?
Hey, Pete, thanks for the tip.
So there's actually a cool little thing here where, so whenever they're under moonlight, there's gonna be areas where there's shade, where they're not under moonlight, you have to draw them into moonlight, right? Since they said, like, since you're from another world and your magic isn't from here, when they're in these forms, your magic has more extreme effects on them. So if you hit them with a blizzard or a fire or whatever really fast, you'll see it does weird stuff to them. Like, just go ahead and toss a fire at one of them.
Fire's. Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. You're gonna have to do that really quick. Oh. Okay, I guess you're not gonna get to find out. What the heck? Hey, this ain't over. That is bizarre. That's speedrunning tech right there.
Okay, I did it.
What the heck was that?
I did it, dude.
If Pete's here, that must mean we have work to do. Yup. And the pirate captain looked pretty mean, too. Man, I'd hate to see him turn into a Heartless. Well, we are here. Hey, maybe we can take that pirate ship out for a spin. Just kidding. Weren't those guys headed into town? Yeah, I think they said they were looking for some treasure. Maybe now we'll be able to use some magic on these guys. Go ahead and, like, we're not gonna need to reflect. Go ahead and remap it to have fire and blizzard be in there for you. And then you'll be able to see it. So basically, like, when they're in their human forms, as you saw, you can't hit them.
Yeah.
When they're out in the open, you can hit them with the Keyblade and beat them into bits and actually defeat them. And you can also hit them with... watch out for that. It's gonna swing back around and hit you in the back of the head. Okay, you're actually good. It didn't hit you. Good. I guess that's supposed to be like, look, live-action stunts, like when they jump around and swing around on things in the movie. Like, remember that? Now, one thing that... well, never mind. I'll talk about it in a second. Yeah, just go ahead over into town, and so whenever their forms are exposed, you can beat them down with a Keyblade, but the magic spells also have a big effect on them as well.
Okay.
The one thing that's unfortunate about this place is since all the actors are such big stars, we didn't get any of the original voice actors.
Yeah.
But that's to be expected.
Where are you taking me? Let me go!
It's just unfortunate because so many of the other animated
Jack
worlds...
Sparrow?
Huh?
Is Jack Sparrow's voice?
No, we did not get Johnny Depp for this game.
Oh, no.
I think he was too busy throwing things out a hotel window.
Jeez.
We'll deal with them.
That pays a lot better than Japanese video games. The free press alone. Is it just Heartless? Darn. I wanted to fight pirates. Did we upgrade fire? It looks like it has more range than it used to.
How do you... Oh.
But just hit L1 and see if it says fire. No, it's still fire. Okay, my bad. Silly me. I'm a liar.
Oh, no. What are these?
Those are cannons. That target is where, yeah,
Ooh.
they fire shots in the air, and then the little marker just indicates where it's going to hit. So just watch out for that, and they're essentially no threat to you.
Yeah, it's just the shot was bigger than the indicator let on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got some splash. So the other thing I was going to mention is that, so since we didn't get to see it, we'll get to see it eventually, but while I've got some downtime here. So there's some somewhat heavy censorship going on this world.
Okay.
Not like compared to the Japanese version, to basically hit ESRB standards, so to get this under E10 up, right? So the pirates used to have guns, and now they have crossbows.
Okay.
That's the most observable difference. Also, the fire effects I think used to be a lot more graphic, where if you caught them on fire, like they continued, like they were lit on fire. Now, if you hit them with fire, I think they just start smoking. We'll check that for sure. I don't remember exactly what it is. And there are a couple more details later on that I'll comment upon when they happen, of where they censored things. You really think we're that good? Oh, did you find your friend? I was too late, but I must rescue her. Would you help me? Of course. I'm Sora. I'm Donald. Oh, this is Donald and Goofy. I already knew the order, though, but I didn't know who was going to say it. Mm-hmm. And I'm Will Turner, but call me Will. Okay, Will, let's go. Right. We've got to get to the docks. Exciting times in Port Royale. So yeah, if you want to just explore town really fast, because we're almost at an episode anyway, we can just run around here really fast, get some puzzle pieces. I'm sure I mentioned this previously. I keep calling them stickers because they're stickers that have basically the exact same logo in Birth by Sleep. You use magic on it, don't kill him.
Whoa.
Okay, so he started, yeah, you killed him right away, but he started to smoke there. When you catch the pirates on fire, they'll start running around, like, oh no, I'm on fire, and they'll run away from you until they, stop smoldering, basically. They just no longer catch on fire.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but in the movie they're skeletons, aren't they?
Huh?
What would catch them on fire?
Their clothes, I guess. No, you're right, it doesn't make sense. I guess the excuse is what Pete said a second ago, that, we're from another world, so our magic has weird, like their magic and our magic interact in a weird way.
Okay.
That's the kind of this world in the second visit as well has some of the neatest crossover stuff of any of the worlds in this game of kind of the relationship between Sora and Donald and Goofy world hopping and the ramifications of the Keyblade and magic and all kinds of other stuff mixing with the unique mechanics of this world.
Right.
We'll see. Well, this time around we're basically just going to kind of track the plot of the movie, as was probably already pretty clear in terms of Elizabeth getting kidnapped, they need the medallion, whatever else. But next time around, we'll see some kind of neat stuff. I mean, there's neat stuff this time, too. But second visit to Port Royal is really interesting.
Am I missing something in this area?
There's still enemies. I don't think there's any more treasures around. And that door right there, that pathway just leads back up to kind of the the Overwatch, where the cannons were.
Right.
Up on top of the fort. So we don't need to go that way. We can just head back the other direction towards the docks. I'm sure there are a couple of other things here. If I recall correctly, there's a couple of hidden nooks and crannies with treasure chests, and there's also puzzle pieces like that one right above you that you can't get to right now. It's directly overhead. Right there.
Oh.
You're not going to be able to get to that right now, I don't think. I think if we went into Valor and jumped from that staircase, we could get to it, but that's not worth incurring the point to the count. Gotta be as efficient as possible, Joey.
Of course. Still haven't figured out what this penalty is. I'm still very curious.
Oh, well, I'm sure, like, eventually I'm going to be like, go crazy, and we'll find out. I just don't want it to happen at a bad time, basically, and get you killed for no reason.
Pirates kidnapped Miss Swan and took her to their ship. Now they've sailed, and I'll never be able to find her.
Then she's long gone. The Black Pearl is nigh uncatchable. Best find yourself another girl, mate.
You? What are you doing aboard the Interceptor? She's off limits to civilians.
Ah, fortunate that I'm going to commandeer her then. She'll make a fine pirate ship.
A pirate?
Captain Jack Sparrow, if you please.
Take me with you. Help me hunt down the Black Pearl and save Miss Swan. I got you out of that jail cell, Sparrow. Do this, and your debt's repaid.
You'll have to win fair lady's heart alone, mate. I see no profit in it for me.
Come on, Captain.
Are you sure you can sail her? All on your own?
You've a point there.
Thanks, Sparrow.
Captain Sparrow.
I'm Sora. This is Donald and Goofy.
I'm Will Turner.
That will be short for William, I imagine. No doubt name for your father, eh?
Yes.
Well then, Mr. Turner, you get us ready to make way. I have some effects to liberate.
Aye, aye. But hurry!
Naturally.
Sora? You really want to be a pirate?
Of course not.
He seemed pretty enthusiastic.
Yeah, he did.
No, we just met him.
We also just met you.
I think my luck's about to change.
See what I mean? How good these models look?
Yeah, it's absurd.
So you've also got to remember, this game came out 2005 Japan, 2006 in the States. This was like at the height of the popularity of Pirates of the Caribbean. Like Dead Man's Chest was on the way. You know, the Black Pearl had time enough to stew and really build some popularity. Yeah, we probably want to switch all of his things to, you know, to less frequent as opposed to more frequent.
Is that less frequent?
Yeah, the red is least frequent. It's like, that's like constantly, sometimes, and then red is only in emergencies, basically. So yeah, No Mercy is like, yeah, low is probably fine. I mean, I guess he doesn't, you know, medium's fine because he doesn't have healing attacks, I don't think. So, you know, we're not, oh, hold on.
The wrong button.
Yeah, I was gonna say, make sure you take his items from him.
Ooh.
That's okay, we got time.
Good. No, not, yeah, items.
Yeah, Jack has several Lucky Luckies equipped because he's a pirate, so, you know. Thank you for the free potions, my good man.
Good
Must have got those from the voodoo lady.
Stuff.
I don't remember her name. Madam something. Doesn't remember. Skill and crossbones? I don't get it. Go to his abilities really fast. I want to check something.
Okay.
You just, what else has he got down there? And I want to make sure like that auto limit isn't and crap like that isn't on. Okay, yeah, we're good then. All right, we're good.
There's no escaping from this attack.
What do the other ones say? Rainstorm. Throw weapons at the enemy successively. He just reaches into his infinite pockets and pulls out a menagerie of nonsense. Throws bombs continuously at the target. Alrighty. Well, that's enough pirate shenanigans for right now, I think. We'll well, I guess chat up everybody, and then we'll I think we'll cast off for this session. Are you ready to leave port? No, thank you. Uh-oh. Whoa.
Whoa.
I'm not ready yet. That was close. Alright.
It's usually the option is the second option to go back.
Will's a blacksmith, and that girl who was kidnapped is the daughter of one of his important customers. If you ask me, though, Will seems a bit more like a swordsman than a blacksmith. Because we skipped the entire first act of the movie, so we have to give the audience exposition. Apparently, that pirate who was with Pete is called Barbossa. People say he'll stop at nothing to get what he wants, but I wonder what it is he's after. Well, that's so weird, Goofy. Pause the game. I've spent 15 hours and 38 minutes wondering what the organization is after.
Shoot.
It looks like Barbosa has really gone to town on the, town. Anyway, I've gotten all the information I need, so I'm ready whenever you are. Alrighty. Well, like I said, figure, next time, we'll continue this swashbuckling adventure with, Captain Jack and friends. Tune in next time to see more of, Orlando Bloom's chest you're zooming in on there.
I was just zooming in on their models in general.
Oh, yeah. They look nice, don't they?
Yes.
I know we already said that several times, but it bears repeating because they look quite nice.